Hey guys, it's Dre here. So I have to admit, I am a little bit nervous because as you can tell from the title, this is my very first Q&A video I've ever filmed. I put the call out on Snapchat and Instagram and just on YouTube, and you guys have answered and given me a whole lot of questions. So that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, so here is my Snapchat. Let's just pick one and we'll see what they say. So this is from Mommy Flowers, and she says, what made you start YouTube? Well, I used to watch a lot of YouTube. Like when I really first kind of got back into makeup about 2 years ago, I hopped on YouTube just to see like tutorials and what to do and how to put makeup on my face. And through just watching different people, I just remember, like, for example, being in the shower and using a shaving cream and thinking about what I would say about it in a video, like reviewing it, right? And so eventually I was just like, you know what? I want to do this. And so I just kind of hopped right into it. And this one is from Zeba Shake. And she says, hi Dre, I love your YouTube video. What is your favorite makeup product? My favorite makeup product, I don't know, like a specific one? Oh my goodness. Well, mascara. It would have to be mascara because I always say if I can only wear one thing, mascara makes the biggest difference to my face. And I don't know if that's to everybody, but I know to me, mascara makes the biggest difference. If I put on nothing else but just put on mascara, at least it opens up my eyes and it just makes me look more awake and alive. And so I cannot do without mascara. This next one is from Amber Lee. It looks like it's gonna be a video, so hopefully you can hear it. What's the picture? Hey, I love your channel. I was wondering what your favorite breed of dog is. And her dog is in a little, like, kind of cone of shame. Oh, what happened to your dog? What was the question again? I was so distracted by the cute dog. Okay, I was so distracted by the cute dog. I couldn't even remember what she said, but I think she asked me what my favorite breed of dog is. I like big dogs and little dogs. I really love Australian Shepherds, of which I have one, and I would love to get another Australian Shepherd. They are so loyal and sweet and wonderful dogs. I don't know, I just love big dogs. I've always wanted to get a Newfoundland dog. You know, those gigantic black, they kind of look like Labradors on steroids. My uncle had one of those when I was really, really little, and I literally thought it was a bear. Like, it was 10 times bigger than I was. So I've always wanted a Newfie. So I got tons of questions on Instagram, so let's take a look there. Michelle Stamp 2997. Hi Drea, love your videos, thank you. And my question is, what pets do you have? Sorry, not very original. That's okay. I have 2 dogs. I have, like I was just saying, the big Australian Shepherd whose name is Bella, and then we have a little tiny little mutt, and she is like a terrier mix. We don't know what she is mixed with. It's like a little black terrier looking dog, and her name is Maddie. And then we have tons of fish because my husband is really into fish. We have 2 big fish tanks, but we don't have any other pets other than that. Maria Blancas 08. Hi Maria. Maria's always been such a good subscriber. How many kids do you have? So I have 3 kids. I have 3 boys, and they are rambunctious. They're all very different from each other. One of them loves sports, one of them loves music, one of them loves animals. Like, they are very, very different from each other. I don't really think they share all that much in common except for DNA. And Crystal Violin, when and how did you meet your husband? So I was 19 when we met, and we met in a bar. Like, that's so original, but I think it was literally the first bar I had ever been in my life. 19 is the drinking age here where I live, and I don't live in the States, so it is completely legal for me here, but wherever you are, pay attention to the drinking age. Don't drink before you're supposed to. Anyway, I was in a bar, and I remember we were around this huge table, like very long table. There was about 12 people around the table, me and my friends at one end, and they all just decided to go off to the bathroom all at once, and they left me there, and it was almost like the whole table just cleared, and it was literally me at one end and him at the other end, and it was just us. From like 12 people down to 2. And at that point I was just like flabbergasted because I didn't know what to say. I wasn't good at like meeting guys, you know, except for just high school. That was my only experience. So, you know, he's a couple years older than I am, and I was just like, oh my God, what do I say to this guy now? But luckily our conversation just like flowed super very naturally, and we just had instant chemistry, and it was really cool because it was a karaoke bar, and then he got up to sing right after that, and he is a very, very good singer. So it was just kind of cool. And that night, I think after the bar closed, because this is back when like me and my friends, we would just party all night long, you know, bar closes and you go find something else to do after, you don't just go home. So right after that night, I think we went to this forest. It wasn't just me and him, it was like a bunch of people. We all went to this forest with this lake and we just kind of got to know each other. And I remember traipsing through this forest trail in like high heels and like tripping all over the place. But it ended up being a lot of fun. That's kind of like what our initial kind of relationship was like a lot of very late nights getting to know each other. You know, just out and about because it was summertime, so it was very easy to do that. One beauty addict, hi Alex. Who do you enjoy watching on YouTube that have 10,000 or less subs? Love finding new channels. Well, I love your channel, Alex. You guys should go check her out. She is so adorable. She just had a baby and she loves makeup. So go check her out. I love lots of small channels because I am addicted to YouTube. Like I don't even watch television anymore, hardly. There's only a few TV shows I watch. I almost exclusively watch YouTube, whether I'm relaxing, whether I'm on the elliptical, whatever I'm doing. But to answer your specific question, let me go through my subs list. Under 10,000, I don't have too many, but I definitely have a lot that are under like 20,000 or around 20,000-ish. I've talked about Lisa Stevens before. I love her channel. Miss Holly Berries is a huge favorite of mine. I think she might have like 20 or 30,000. I just recently found this girl called Kitten Mustache, and she is a British beauty blogger, and she creates amazing looks with color. I love the way she uses color in her tutorials. I watch this girl Abbyfied who does really fun shop with me videos at like TJ Maxx and like home decor stores. She's really fun to watch. Zacado1 says, what might be next week's lottery numbers, please? Well, if I knew that, I would definitely be using better camera equipment right now. MebC001, whose beauty video was the first you watched on YouTube? I don't know the exact first. It was probably just random tutorials, but I remember the first channel I fell in love with and subscribed to, and that was Jaclyn Hill. And she just, I don't know, she's such a good teacher in her tutorials, and she really makes things simple and explains things, and she's so much fun, and I love her personality. Kim Delacour says, what's your motto in life? I don't know that I have one motto, but one thing that I've definitely been repeating to myself when it comes to YouTube is just work hard, keep your head down, and don't compare yourself to other people. And that can definitely be applied, I think, in any situation. It's really easy to try to measure yourself up next to somebody else who has been doing something way longer than you and has more experience and has more skill at something, and it can make you feel kind of down and not good enough sometimes. But I think it's really important to use people as inspiration, but don't compare yourself to other people. Just be happy with where you are, how hard you're working, and I think that really helps me succeed anyway. Rama Shahid 49, what's your biggest fear? I have a lot of fears. I have some different areas in my life where I have a lot of anxiety. I think people generally have some fears and anxiety. I'm definitely afraid of heights. Like, I am deathly afraid of heights. It's to the point where I can't even go up like the stairs for a water slide. It just freaks me out so bad. I can go up a ladder, but not like right to the top. Tall bridges freak me out. Airplanes, not so much. I think it's because I don't know, it's just a different thing. Airplanes, I get nervous, but not the same fear as like a fear of heights. So yeah, bridges and stuff, not good for me. And you guys left me a whole lot of questions on my recent giveaway video because I asked you to, so thank you so much. Donna H says, are you a fan of Justin Bieber? No, not really. I'm not an anti-Justin Bieber person, but I'm just not a fan. Like, I don't really listen to his music. And the person with the name Hello Gorgeous, their question is, what is your favorite book series? I have a couple. I love the Sookie Stackhouse book series from Charlaine Harris, which is what that show True Blood was based on. The books are so much better than the TV show was. I gave up on that show like after the 3rd season, but the books, I have reread that series probably 5 times over from beginning to end. And I think there's like 20 books in that series. And I also love the Harry Dresden series by Jim Butcher. That one took me about 3 books to really solidly get into it, but once I got into it, I was like so into it. That is about a wizard and kind of like good and evil and like fairyland. I know it sounds weird, but it's like definitely urban fantasy. And she also asked, what's your favorite cereal? I don't know. The first one that popped in my head is Captain Crunch. I don't know why. I guess I've always loved Captain Crunch. Here in Canada, we don't have as many cool cereals as in the States. I remember as a girl, my grandmother lived very close to the border, so she would do a lot of grocery shopping in North Dakota or Minnesota. And I remember she used to bring home Cookie Crisp, which is like little chocolate chip cookie cereal. Yeah, that one was really good. We used to get Fruity Pebbles in Canada. We don't even get Fruity Pebbles anymore, and I used to love Fruity Pebbles. Nuran Ani says, what is one of your style makeup regrets? I don't have too many as an adult, because I feel like as an adult, I've never really gone too crazy with my makeup. But as a child, or as a teenager, I should say, one of my biggest regrets is foundation-wise, not matching my color properly. And for some reason, I've told this story before, I would only bring my foundation this high on my face. I would never put foundation on my forehead. I do not know why. I think it was because I was more concerned about covering up acne and I never really got any on my forehead, but at the same time, I didn't know better that the color would be different. So in a lot of pictures from when I was a teenager, my forehead looks like very, very tan and browny orange, and then the rest of my face is like white. Moni Hoke, is it Hoke? Says, my question is, what is your favorite song you always sing? I don't have one in particular. I love singing along to Adele, so any Adele CDs or songs that I hear come on, I will sing along to Adele. Fleetwood Mac, definitely anything Stevie Nicks. Whenever we go to karaoke, I sing Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac. That is my favorite song to sing at karaoke, and my second favorite song to sing at karaoke is The Time of My Life. Me and my husband sing that as a duet. That's the song from Dirty Dancing. I'm sure if you've seen Dirty Dancing, you know that song. That's with a big dance number at the end. That is my favorite thing to sing, is to sing with him that song. It is so much fun. Margarita Sicilian Beauty, hello, I recognize you. My question is, what are your other passions besides makeup? That is a super good question with not really a very good answer, because throughout my whole adult life, I just kept trying to find different things I was passionate about, and I would always wonder, you know, people say find your passion, and I don't have one, and there's nothing I'm really super passionate about until makeup and beauty hit me like a train when I turned like 31. And I don't know why. I would always wear makeup before, but I never really cared about it very much, other than just kind of, you know, making myself look a little bit nicer. But yeah, in my early 30s, I was just like, this is it. I love makeup. I'm into it. I love talking to people on YouTube about it. So yeah, YouTube and makeup have just become my one passion. And of course, my family, but you know, that's just a given. I'm talking about like personal passion. It's only this. Irene Joyce 02 says, where is your dream place in the whole world and why? Dream place, so I guess like to travel to. Well, we went to Ireland about 9 years ago. That was absolutely wonderful. Of course, we have family out there, so that made it even better, getting to meet people and staying with people, and you know, having people who live in that country show you around and show you all the cool things. That was awesome, and Ireland is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful country. I love it so much. Other than that, I really, really would love to go to Australia. That is probably number one on my next place to go list. Loredana says, what is your favorite fast food meal? Oh my gosh. You guys know, well, you might not, but if you follow me on Snapchat, you know I've been doing really well with diet and exercise lately, and that means not really eating any fast food, but I love fast food. My favorite is practically anything from Taco Bell. Like, I love Taco Bell. fake Mexican food is so good. I love real Mexican food way more, but Taco Bell is awesome. And I am a sucker for McDonald's breakfast. Like, I could take or leave the rest of McDonald's, but a sausage McMuffin and hash brown is just like, that's the one thing that I have allowed myself to splurge on in this diet. Love sausage McMuffins. Rebecca X7 says, what is your favorite TV show? I don't know that I have one particular favorite, but I don't watch too much TV. What I always watch and will keep watching is Survivor. I love Survivor. I've been watching every season of that. Big Brother, love Big Brother, whether it's the US version or Canadian version. And the Canadian version is starting in like 2 days. So excited. Yeah, Survivor, Big Brother. And then for shows that are like not reality TV, I love The Walking Dead. I love practically like all of those HBO shows, like the big ones like Game of Thrones and The Leftovers is such a good show. You have to watch it from the beginning though, or you will be lost. And what else? Like Breaking Bad, it was so good when it was on. Love Breaking Bad. I've watched that whole series like 2 or 3 times. And like Mad Men, like those types of shows are what I'm really into. Myrna Jurek, I'm not really sure if that's how you say your name. I'm sorry, Myrna. It says, question for you. How did you know your husband was the one for you? Okay, so going back to when I met him, it was really, truly one of those, not love at first sight. It was like love at second day. Like, honestly, the second time I ever spent any time with him, I just knew it. I just knew he's the guy I'm gonna marry. This is it. And I remember like telling my friends, this is it. He's the guy. That's done, over with, he's the chosen one. And yeah, they knew I was serious, and he didn't know it at the time, but he knew it soon enough. Grace Wong Shawat says, how do you stay so positive? I'm sorry, Grace, if I said your name wrong. How do you stay so positive? Believe me, I'm not positive all the time. And in my life, I have had long periods of time where I have been not positive at all. It's a very difficult thing sometimes. Obviously, your circumstances are going to affect you in different ways. But as I get older, I just have come to realize that the little things don't matter as much. What matters is what your closest friends and family think about you, and that they love you, and that's what's important. It's really hard when you're young, I think, to stay as positive as when you're older. Although sometimes people just become negative people and they get like dug deeper and deeper into that as they get older, and I've seen that happen too. But I think it's just like that kind of thing where you actually have to make an effort to stay positive and just, you know, tell yourself positive things, feel good about yourself, just try to be healthy. That's a huge part of it. Because just sitting on the couch and eating junk food all the time can kind of put people in a depression too. And of course there is things like serious mental illness and depression that should be treated by a doctor. But just in general, for people who luckily don't have to deal with that kind of stuff, just staying positive, I think, is just about telling yourself positive things and just trying to treat yourself well. And once you start treating yourself well, it's much easier to be positive with the people in your life, people all around you, work, family, all that kind of stuff. Mettie, M-E-T-T-I-E-E-E-E-1 says, if you could retire tomorrow, what would you do? I would do more YouTube, more beauty related stuff on YouTube because I love it, and I would travel. That's literally what I would do, is just travel with my husband and family wherever we could go, and yeah, just see the world. True Canadian Beauty, hello, I recognize you. What advice do you wish you were given when you first started YouTubing that you could offer to somebody wanting to start? I would say just don't compare yourself to other people. Like I said before, it's really, that can really get people down. Just keep researching, like researching what cameras to use, what lenses to use, research editing. Editing is such a huge part of videos. And I remember like just going from Movie Maker to Filmora made such a huge difference in the quality of my editing that I wish I would have known about it sooner. But of course, different people have different things on their computers, so you might want to start out with something even better than that. I don't know. but just keep like researching. Don't just fall into a slump. Don't just get comfortable. I would say always try to improve what you're doing, whether it's the way you talk to the camera, whether it is your lighting or your editing or your ideas. Keep an idea notebook so that anytime you get hit with inspiration, you can write it down. And one thing I will say, because this is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, and I know that I do it sometimes, but people who constantly look in the viewfinder like this. Right now, I am looking at myself. I'm just looking at my own face because it's like you're talking to a person who's there. Whereas you should be looking into the camera lens because you're talking to your viewer in the camera lens. So it can be really easy to get into that mode of looking over there when you should be looking over here. So that is just a little piece of advice that will make a huge difference. I have a question from Noni Fuss. Hi Noni. Noni is so funny. She leaves the best comments that literally crack me up all the time. So she says, how and at what age did you first start getting into makeup? Bonus points if you can remember what your first few products were, because I totally can remember mine. Yes, well, as a teenager, I think we all get into makeup when we start like hitting puberty. The very first thing I ever bought was concealer, and it was one of those lipstick concealer looking things because, as you know, I have very dark circles and I was always super self-conscious of them, and I really wanted to cover them up. And I remember like sneaking out and buying it because I don't think my mom wanted me to wear makeup at the time, and it was the very first thing I ever bought. And I don't remember like what it looked like on because I probably didn't apply it properly, but that was the first thing. And I think I definitely had like one of those, no, I know for sure I had one of those CoverGirl like compacts, the powder compact, because I was always so self-conscious of my shiny nose. I never wanted to have any shine anywhere on my face, so I always had one of those with me as well. Connie Stardust says, how's your experience on YouTube so far? So far, so amazing. I love it. I love the community that you guys have made around me and the support. It's so incredible. I can't thank you guys enough for that each and every day. I feel so lucky to have the amount of subscribers and viewers that I have, and just the positivity in the comments, how funny you guys are. It's so much fun. I also have been so lucky to get to know a few other YouTubers as well and make some friendships, which is just so amazing, and I'm just so grateful for all of it. Astrid Cordova. I love that name, Astrid. It's such a cool name. A question for you. How much time do you invest in your videos, and if you have think about quitting, if you've thought about quitting? No, I've never thought about quitting because luckily I've had really good experience on YouTube and it's just been getting better and better. And how much time do you invest in your videos? A ton, a ton. You guys would be surprised to know like how much actually goes into editing and setting up even. I don't have a dedicated YouTube space. Like I film here in my dining room or sometimes in my living room, and so therefore I actually have to set up my lights, set up my tripod. If I'm using my backdrop, I have to set all that up. Some videos you'll see, let's say you take a 10-minute video. That video from start to finish with everything in it probably took at least 2 hours of work to put into a 10-minute video. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, obviously it's less and more depending on the extent of the editing. Good 15423, I recognize you. Thank you so much for all your amazing comments on all of my videos. Okay, questions is, which is your husband's favorite dish made by you? I don't know. That's a really tough one because I'm not the best cook and I don't like making dinners. I don't like cooking very much, but he loves tacos. So just like taco night, he is good with that. I do cook from scratch a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. And I wouldn't say I'm a terrible cook, but I get kind of experimental and I don't really know what spices go with which. So some things work and some things don't. Jehan, I am sorry, Jehan. I really hope that's how you pronounce your name because I know you and I recognize you from Snapchat especially. Your question is, what is your favorite thing to order from Tim Hortons? Mine is Timbits, of course. That is so adorable. Tim Hortons. I don't really go there very much anymore. Oh, you know what's really good from there? They have a Mexican chipotle soup that I love, but also I just really order a double coffee. That's just about it. I used to be into donuts. I love me a good French cruller, but I am off donuts and I have been for a while. I think that's just about as much time as I have for now. My memory card says it's almost full. So thank you guys so much for all your amazing questions. I still have more. So I think what I will do is save the questions I have, and then maybe next month I will ask you guys for some more. Maybe we can do another Q&A if you guys like this. If you do like it, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up. That way I know for sure, because I really hope that you enjoy this. I had so much fun recording it. Thank you so much for your questions. It was so much fun. That's it for today though, so don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to see you around in my future videos. Thank you guys so much for all your amazing support. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!